Is this Greece or Italy? No, this is Albania. A forgotten corner of Europe where mountains fall into turquoise seas, where cobbled towns echo with Ottoman whispers, and where the land holds its secrets in stone and silence. Stretching along the Ionian coast, the Albanian Riviera shimmers like a secret Mediterranean dream. At Samul, beaches of powdered white sand sink into waters as clear as glass. Further north, at Himare, stone houses overlook the sea, their balconies draped in bougainvillea, their walls scarred yet steadfast against the salt air. And at Dermi, cliffs drop sharply into sapphire depths, while winding roads cling to the mountain's edge, revealing cove after cove where the world slows to a whisper. Unlike its neighbors, Albania's coast is still raw, untouched, a reminder of how the Mediterranean once was, wild, simple, and breathtakingly pure. But the heart of Albania does not beat only by the sea. It beats in its towns where centuries collide. In Berat, the city of 1,000 windows, rows of white Ottoman houses cascade down the hillside like a living amphitheater of stone and wood. At sunset, their windows reflect the golden light of the Osum River, and the city feels less like a place and more like a painting. Further south, Gjirokastër, the stone city, clings to the slopes of the Drino Valley. Its steep cobbled streets climb toward a fortress that has watched over the land for centuries. Stone roofs shimmer like silver under the sun, while inside carved wooden ceilings and painted walls speak of a past where poets, merchants, and rulers lived side by side. Here every stone tells a story of battles, of faith, of endurance. Yet Albania is not only memory, it is also wilderness, fierce, untamed, eternal. Northward, the Accursed Alps rise like a wall of myth. Peaks, jagged and snow-dusted, pierce the sky, valleys plunge into shadow, and rivers carve emerald veins through the land. In Theth and Valbonne, life continues as it always has, villages of wood and stone tucked into valleys, where shepherds guide flocks along ancient trails and hospitality greets the stranger with bread, salt and raki. Here, silence is not empty, it is sacred. The wind carries prayers across ridges, and the mountains stand as guardians of a world untouched. At Lake Komani, nature becomes theater. A ferry glides between towering cliffs, its wake rippling across waters so green they seem unreal. Above, eagles circle. Below, the reflection of mountains wavers like a painting brushed onto water. Few places in Europe remain this wild, this hidden, this alive. South again, the land softens. On the shores of Lake Ohrid, villages cling to the water's edge, their reflections dancing between reeds and ripples. This is one of the oldest lakes on Earth, older than history, a cradle of life where rare species swim unseen and monasteries rise quietly from its banks. In Pogradec, fishermen cast their nets at dawn, their silhouettes painted against a rising sun. It is a scene as old as memory, yet still unfolding each morning. Albania is also a land of ruins, echoes of empires that have passed yet never erased its soul. At Butrint, the stones of Greece, Rome, and Byzantium lie layered like pages of a forgotten book. The theater still whispers with ancient voices, the Venetian tower still watches over the marshes, and olive groves grow between ruins, as if nature itself chose to preserve this story. Few places hold history so gently, yet so powerfully, reminding us that Albania has always been at the crossroads of worlds. But perhaps Albania's greatest story is not in its ruins, nor in its mountains or seas. It is in its people. Centuries of hardship have carved resilience into the Albanian spirit. From Ottoman rule to years of isolation, Albania endured quietly, fiercely, its traditions kept alive in song, in dance, in the ritual of hospitality. Here a guest is not a stranger, they are family. A seat is always offered, a meal always shared, and stories flow like the raki poured into crystal glasses. Today Albania is no longer closed, its doors are open, its roads winding into discovery, and yet it remains Europe's best-kept secret. Unpolished, unhurried, authentic. A place where mountains still whisper myths, where towns still breathe history, and where seas still reflect silence. Is this Greece or Italy? No. This is Albania, a land of resilience, beauty, and memory, a land waiting not just to be seen but to be felt. And once you arrive, you will understand why those who leave always carry it with them, like a secret etched into the soul.